what the reaction in the UFO field has been since our interview. It's an explosion of interest in what's going on. And some people have a hard time believing, why would they tell him? That's the first thing that comes out. And then the other reaction that's very common is, he's being used. As if, this has never occurred to you, that, you're a babe in the woods, you're naive, and you don't know this.
Right.
I mean, it's possible that you could be used. It's also possible they're putting a spin on things through you, and you're okay with it. I mean...
Yeah, I see why people believe that. But I tell you, I signed up for this. I signed up for this knowing that I can't tell people who I'm talking to. I signed up knowing that everyone's just going to have to take my word for it. But that's just how it has to be. But people have to trust me on this. They just have to trust me on this. And if you don't, I can't change that. But I didn't walk off my last show. That was 100,000 people. I didn't walk off that stage so I can go chase a monster down a rabbit hole and look like a fool. I'm not an idiot. I'm dealing with something that's much bigger than me, much more complex. And frankly, it's probably the most important thing I've ever done in my life, even if it sounds like the tinfoil hat, little green men kind of conspiracy theory, giggle factor subject. It doesn't matter. I'm dealing with some very important people. And, I think I told you that it was 2 nights ago I got an email to meet somebody that works in a very, very, very secret part of the government that says, come alone, only speak on these NSA encrypted channels. You're going to be given a lot of information. So I fly out Monday to go do that. And these things are just starting to happen one after another, one after another. People got to come along for the ride if they want to have something that possibly can change the way they think.
In the first book, Secret Machines, Book 1, it's a novel, but as you said, you're using a lot of real stuff to tell this story. So much of the action culminates in Nevada, in Area 51. It's just, that's how we're making this a story about Tom, is because we're a Las Vegas TV station, of course. But talk about Area 51, not only as it's portrayed in this book, but in what you've learned about its position, because it's been in, the center of UFO attention for a long time because of stories we did a while ago.
So the way I understand it is, if you're going to make something like an aerospace, some kind of aerospace craft, all the different parts that go into that. I mean, I remember seeing some kind of show on building a Porsche on Discovery Channel or something, and it's like 200,000 parts come in every single morning to build those cars. And the very next morning, another 200,000 parts. So that's just for a car, or however many cars. But there's so many different pieces to make the engines and the brakes and the wheels and the steering column, whatever. It's no different. So what they do is the parts get built all over the country at different defense contractors. So you might be working on some kind of metal. You don't know what it's for. You just know that it has to be able to withstand 30,000 degrees or whatever the hell. And so you might just go, what on earth needs something that can withstand that? Some other guy just goes, I got to create some brake pads, but they got to be able to stop something that's moving, 10,000 miles an hour. They don't know why. Any case, so then all those pieces get flown to a different facility out there at the Nevada test site. Maybe not Area 51, but maybe some of the others that are out there, and it gets assembled. Once it's assembled in one of those hangars, then they take it over to Area 51 and they test fly it. So it was explained to me that if you want to test fly something, you do it at Area 51. And that's, they've done it with the stealth fighter. They did it with the U-2 when they first built it. Now they're doing it with a lot of other things. And, but it's not the only place. I was told directly to my face that there are other places. And I have some ideas of that because it was corroborated with somebody else that I deal with. And part of me wonders that the Area 51 story that you broke, we all know about this because of you, could have been part of a game to make sure that eyes stay on that secret. Very secret. You'll get shot if you try to break in there. That's still the case. But if they're going to have you know about something, they want you to know about that one. I think there's a couple others that aren't too far from there that might be even a little bit more interesting, if you could believe.
So camouflage, subterfuge, misdirection, all part of it.
I was told directly to my face, about even one program that existed at 4 locations. If you go to the first one, you think you found it, but then if you're just lucky, maybe there's an act of magic that you're able to pull off, you'll find the second location. If you get to the second location and you think you found it, and by the grace of God, you're given a miracle, you're led to the third location. If you get to that third location and the world is your oyster and you have 3 wishes and you make one of those wishes, where's the real location? You will get down to the last, the 4th and final location. And then he says, and if you find that location, you'll either be shot or arrested on the spot. That blew my mind. He goes, never, ever, ever doubt the extent, the expenditure, and the things that the government will do to hide what they need to hide. He says it's enormous and you would never believe it.